quantum. And this is a buzzword in spirituality and in physics. It's a really tough physical idea to wrap our heads around. But here's an example of how I see quantum. It just changes our perspective relatively to the world. And relativism is relativity is here's my middle finger, and this is my index finger. So if this is the relativity point, this is how far my index finger is relative to my middle finger. Now I increase that distance. So that's relativity. That's how we measure things. That's linear. Same thing if I say I went to bed at 10 o'clock at night and slept till 6. I linearly calculated 8 hours of time. So let's have an example of how this shows up in our emotional healing. So one person has let's say a fear of spiders, and it's like an emotional trauma. It's emotional baggage that they're carrying with them. So here's the two different ways. The linear way of looking at healing would be this person has some event and a lightness comes about them, and then all of a sudden their fear of spiders is gone. And then they claim, the conclusion is, I did this and I healed my fear of spiders. Well, they created a linear conclusion right there in the thinking mind that says this happened and this was the result. So linearly, now we're putting healing down, we're coming to conclusions. This person's going to then have put the linear mind to use to try to figure out how they did this to get rid of all their other fears. And then they're going to tell other people about it, and it's going to become part of their narrative. The other way this person could deal with the healing is they could have a freeing. Their emotional baggage, they had an event happen, experience happen, an awakening, whatever, and they felt this lightness, this come over them, and then they would, instead of saying I healed this, they would say I'm freed. I had some kind of freedom, new kind of freedom, and a density, emotional density, went away. They could say, that, it was interesting that my fear of spiders went away, but they don't make it a relativity point. So it's just a completely different way, and literally using language in order to not have the linear mind be connected to conclusions, but rather just going on a healing journey. Don't even have to call it healing. It's because it's literally the felt experience versus the mind created conclusive experience. So it's conclusive in the mind and curious in the felt experience.